And I hope nobody's disappointed. I hope that it lives up to the hype. Obviously, South Charleston had this big monkey on their back with GW, 13 straight wins over the Black Eagles before the postseason.
Yep.
South Charleston knocking off GW in the sectional championship 54-50. And South Charleston having a great season themselves at 20-5. They are the 4 seed, GW, the defending state champions.
Yeah, the defending state champions as they defeated Morgantown last year. We saw Morgantown earlier today, and there's a reason why they're the number 1 seed coming into this tournament. But between these two teams, you can throw out all the records, all the seedings. They don't really care. They are ready to battle each other. And like I said, long-time Kanawha Valley rivals between these two ball clubs. Rick Green, the longtime head coach of the Patriots in his 29th year, 492 wins for Rick Green. And they start, and you look down their lineup, number 33, 6'6" junior Ben Nickel, came up with the big shot last year in that championship game. They'll look to him for leadership here tonight.
Absolutely. He will be the leader of this team. Even as a junior, got 3 starters as seniors, but they're going to look to Nickel to try to provide the spark early against this South Charleston team. South Charleston averaging 65 points per game. They don't like to score under 60. In fact, only 5 times this year have they been held under 60.
Yep.
3 of those times came to GW.
Yep. Also looking at George Washington's lineup, Zane McCarty, the 5'11 senior, was hurt earlier in the year. He's back. Matter of fact, the first game he came back was the first time these two teams played. That was a 4-point victory for George Washington at South Charleston. But then you got to look at Brendan Hoffman, the transfer from Huntington, came up big in that regional final at Greenbrier East with that last-second shot to win it for the Patriots. And then the glue guy, the 6'2 senior, Teran Fitzpatrick, he's the guy that gets in there, does the dirty work, gets the rebounds for the Patriots. On the other side, it starts with 5'8 sophomore point guard Wayne Harris. 18.5 points coming in. His average, 5.5 assists for Wayne Harris.
Yeah, you know, everybody needs a good point guard, undersized a bit, but we've seen that down here a few times. Undersized does not mean lack of ability. Obviously, the leading scorer on this team as well at 18.5.
Yep.
And scoring, distributing, he's going to try to do it all. He's going to try to take the heat from GW and be able to feed to the rest of his players.
Senior Caden Fawcett, their leading 3-point goal scorer, comes in averaging just under 12 points a game. And then 6'5" Bryson Smith, another double-digit scorer, 10.7 a game. And then you got to look down at Mondrell Dean, 6'4", 235 pounds. He's a man amongst boys out there, known for his football. A lot of D1 scholarships coming his way, but man, he is rough out there. He will bang around. He'll be around the ball all the time for the Black Eagles. And then the big guy down low, 6'5", 300-pound Xavier Bosley's committed to play football for Rich Rodriguez down at Jacksonville State. They've got a big lineup, but again, throw all that out. It's a rivalry game between South Charleston and George Washington. We'll step away. We'll come back with the introductions of tonight's teams. You're watching the Class 4A quarterfinal. Number 4, South Charleston, and number 5, George Washington, coming up next.
Hi, I'm Elena, and a little thing I love about the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is the barbecue sauce. There's something in that sauce when it meshes with the chicken and the bacon and the bread all together. I mean, it is like an explosion of flavor.
Hi, I'm Rashard, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the cheesy goodness at the bottom. The way that it combines with the crispy baked layer at the top is like that added flavor, that extra jazz to it. Once the fork reaches my mouth, that's it.
At Dutch Miller Auto, the time is now to get into the vehicle you want. Dutch Miller currently has the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles with an amazing inventory starting below $300 a month. Have a trade-in? There's never been a better time to get more than right now, as Dutch Miller is giving up to 30% above fair market value for any trade-in. Don't see the vehicle on our lot you want? Then ask about the Dutch Miller Advantage, which means you can order the vehicle you want, the way you want it, faster. Only at DutchMillerAuto.com.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Welcome back inside the Charleston Coliseum, Class 4A quarterfinal. Number 4, South Charleston, and number 5, George Washington. And now we'll send it across courtside to a legendary voice, the public address announcer, Mr. Frank Blake.
Let's welcome the George Washington Patriots. Let's welcome the South Charleston Black Eagles. Now let's meet George Washington's head coach, Rick Green, going to center court to meet with South Charleston head coach, Josh Daniel. George Washington assistant coaches, Louis Cassis, Rodney Pruden, Todd Hutchinson, Chad Pullen, Jason Lunsford, Billy Scott. Assistant coaches for South Charleston, Cliff Jackson, Clint Frazier, Ronnie Means, Matt Orcutt. We have support staff for George Washington. Come forward, Bob Hutchinson, Anthony Jackson, James Carter, Frank Gibson. Support staff for South Charleston, Peyton Brown, Mikey Miller, and Jake Ruddle. And now let's meet the squads. For George Washington, wearing 55, Mikey Lowe. For South Charleston, number 1 is Jamari Tubbs. For the Patriots, number 30, Ashton Gooch. For the Black Eagles, number 3, Josh Given. From George Washington, number 10 is Lucas Deem. South Charleston's 22, Roman Kellum. For the Patriots, number 25, Dawson Lunsford. For the Black Eagles, number 5, Davian Murray. George Washington's number 44 is Brandon Dennison. South Charleston's number 14 is Christian Goebel. For the Patriots, 21, Jason Monday. For the Black Eagles, number 11, Connor Hughes. For George Washington, number 42, Landon Atkins. For South Charleston, number 4, Jaden Motley. And for GW, number 32, Isaac McAllister. And now we move to the starting lineup. For George Washington, a 6'2 senior, number 23, Hunter Castleberry. For South Charleston at 5'10, a sophomore, number 2, Wayne Harris. For the Patriots, 5'11, the senior, number 3, Zane McCarty. For the Black Eagles, 5'11, senior, number 13, Caden Fawcett. For George Washington, 6'2", a junior, number 11, Brendan Hoffman. For South Charleston, 6'5", a junior, number 12, Bryson Smith. For the Patriots, 6'7", junior, number 33, Ben Nickel. For the Black Eagles, 6'4", junior, number 23, Mondrell Dean. And for George Washington, 6'2", senior, number 5, Teran Fitzpatrick. For South Charleston, 6'5", senior, number 33, Xavier Bosley. With those introductions, we're ready to play tournament
A
basketball.
quarterfinal, number 4, South Charleston, number 5, George Washington. Tip-off next here on the NFHS Network.
At Dutch Miller Auto, the time is now to get into the vehicle you want. Dutch Miller currently has the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles with an amazing inventory starting below $300 a month. Have a trade-in? There's never been a better time to get more than right now, as Dutch Miller is giving up to 30% above fair market value for any trade-in. Don't see the vehicle on our lot you want? Then ask about the Dutch Miller Advantage, which means you can order the vehicle you want, the way you want it, faster. Only at DutchMillerAuto.com.
Welcome back inside the Charleston Coliseum. Number 4, South Charleston. Number 5, George Washington. As we take a look at the Patriots starting lineup, Zane McCarty, Teran Fitzpatrick, Brendan Hoffman, Hunter Castleberry, and Ben Nickel. Ben Nickel, the 6'6 junior for the Patriots. For South Charleston, the starting point guard, Wayne Harris, Bryson Smith, Caden Fawcett, Mondrell Dean, and a 6'5", 300-pounder down low, Xavier Bosley. South Charleston in their all-home whites, the Black Eagles in orange, trimmed out in black. Black numbers trimmed out in orange. George Washington in the maroon jerseys has the GW logo